Yes, once the reading is complete. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Well, according to the titles, we are roasting here Blaise Metreweli, and now here I am going to reaction on a video of an Israeli YouTube channel named SaharTV based in United States. And here topic is about England. Well, here topic is England. And now let's check at the moment. So, here was the titles in the video I have reacts. That now let's check at the part what's going on. My Adonai. Here we can see the spot. Well, here we can notify that the points to be noted. Here I state that I hope I would show you the reactions of the Star TV. Who's that? And now let's check at the moments. And now here we can see there's the points to be noticed. Well. And now here we can see I would contest your one horse sports and we would require that. Okay. Now in this cases here show you uh, Taro. Oh my god. Who can see this points to minutes? Just I would contest 1 minute. And now here just we could show state at points. Well, now sudden electricity crisis is erasing my credibilities, and now here I feel sorrows at the moment. Well, Sahar TV. Okay. 8, 4, 8, 9. Okay. Now let's check. Well, here we can see the points. Okay. Now here I would contest on one points videos, and I do not know that what's going on.
1 in 3 Muslims consider leaving the...
Okay. Now here is states that 1 out of 3 Muslim considers living in the departed from the United Kingdoms. And now, what is the today's points? And today's point is here, Manchester City. Okay. Now we can see the 66% Muslim exodus from where? 66% Muslim exodus are from here Manchester City, the city of the England. And now let's take at the moments. Why was that possible? Here I will show you that once. Well, here we can see. I think I would get some points. Well, here I got packets. But now, well, here I contains no necessary at the moment. Well, and here we can see what's going on. Well, just I have to wait for some times. And now, in this cases, here we could notify. It was clear that one Islamic persons, probably from persons to be from Manchester City, he stated here we have Muslim have to leave. I mean here we Muslim have to depart it from United Kingdoms. Because here in these cases, United Kingdoms provides the educations of words. They provide an education of the haram ideologies. Okay. And now let's check the moments. And now we could see here I was going to show you, but now suddenly here okay, now it is the SaharTV, and now here we can see this points for the certain electricity crisis. I probably lost my credibilities, and now it is my sorrows moments, as we can see. Well, now let's check it. Okay. Now I have to back up at the points. Well, and here we can see I have to restore it, and now okay. Now let's check it. In this case, now an Islamic scholar states that all Muslims should depart from England, and she don't care if that is too extremist. That is, look around us. Stabbings are crime levels are increasing every day. The school are pushing. Okay. Now let's take as the points. The following persons, self-claimed British Islamic scholar, states their words. They state that their Islamic ideologies, British Englander schools are pushing the haram ideologies in our minds. And here is my point, that how is it possible that schools are pushing haram ideologies in my minds? That is the significant points to be noticed. And now here we can see this points. I would show you. Well, and here we can see there as a significant result at the points. Well, now I would just like to show you. Well, what is the haram ideologies according with Islamic scholar of England? And that means here we can see this points. Well, haram ideology is that here an Englander cars, cars manufactured by Englander Christians can drive here 27,000 km per second, or it can drive there 2,000 because 15,000 km per second as their wish. And now that is the points to be noticed. Well, and see these points, and that is the moment. Well, the Islamic scholar states the British school provides haram ideologies, and I would show you that what is the haram ideologies, and she want to be depart from England. Okay, now let's take at the moments. Well, and now everything is too messy at the moments. Well, Manchester, we would see at the Manchester's and the city of England. Hence, Metreweli, Haifa, the city of Israel. And now, in this cases, here we can show you Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. And now let's check it. We contains and calculations here. What is the driving routes? Here driving routes is almost 11,999 kilometers 400 meters. As a round figure that would be words, as a round figure that would be 12,000 kilometers. Okay. Now in this case at the points, here we are talking to the points nationalist Englander to attack on Bangladeshi terrorists living in Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. Now let's take at the points. Here is the momentums. Well, his departure would be Manchester, the city of England, and arrival would be Barisal, the city of Bangladesh, where meter would be Haifa, the city of Israel. And now, well, here driving route is 12,000 kilometers. And now, according with the following British Islamic scholar who want to be deported from England. Now, what is our problems? Our problems is here. British school are pushing here haram ideologies. That means, well, a British car can contains a driving velocity to be 12,000 kilometers per second. And now, what is the halal ideologies according with British Islamic scholars? In that cases, British Islamic scholars states that according to the following British Islamic scholar, the halal ideology is here car driving velocity would be 12 kilometers per hour. Well, and now that is the great state for England. And now let's check at the points. According with haram ideologies, we can see this point. So the British Islamic scholars are brought from Bangladesh by whom? Blaise Metreweli. And according with her beard, it looks like she is from Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. Okay, now let's get the points to brothers. And in this case, here we can see when a nationalist Englander would be desired to dedicated to eliminate the Bangladeshi terrorists living in the Barisal city of Bangladesh. And in this case, what would be the points? In that case, here we can see, well, 11,000, his driving distance is 12,000 kilometers. His driving velocity is 12,000 kilometers per second. That means here, according with the London Times, well, here departure date and arrival date would be same. Well, August 23rd, 2026. But here we can see departure time would be here morning 6 o'clock and arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock 1 second past. That is the haram ideologies according with the following British Islamic scholar. On the other hand, what is the halal ideologies according with the British Islamic scholars? Here we can see these points. The driving velocity would be here. What is the points here? Driving velocity would be 12 kilometers per hour. That means here we can see these points. What is when the driving distance would be 12,000 kilometers, driving time would be 1,000 hours. Now, what is 100 hours means? That is 8 days. 8 days 4 hours. And what is their meanings of 1,000 hours? That is 83 days 4 hours. And now let's take at the moments. Well, we can see this point. So it is would be at today is August 24, 2026. And now here is the question. So when the topic is about August 24, 2026, and what is the meaning of that? In this cases, here we can see this point. Okay. And now here we can notify So I am ready for ever the points. And now, in these cases, here is my points I am ever ready. And now, the meanings of that points. When here velocity would be 20, the, well, now what is 83 sum by 24? That is your 107. Now let's start 107 days from August 1st. Okay. Well, August contains 31 days, September contains 30 days, October contains 31 days. 62 sum by 30 is 92. And what is 107 subtract by 92? That is 16. That would be the arrival time would be November 16, 2026, where departure date would be here August 24, 2026. And now that means your departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, August 24, 2026. And here arrival time would be here morning 10 o'clock, November 16, 2026. And that is the significant points. It is the significant, that is halal ideologies accordance whom, that is the halal ideologies accordance with our honorable girls, okay, our honorable girls, British Islamic scholar. Okay, now here you can see this points that would be shown as soon as possible. Okay, now let's take the moments, and here I would show it because okay. Now let's take the points to be noted. Well, now when British Christian cars can from to be departed from Manchester City can drive 12,000 kilometers per second. That still the following Islamic scholars, Muslim women, Muslim mothers and Muslim sisters feel unsafe in the house. And now that is the moment of points. Okay. Now let's take at the points. What about the timestamp of 4.5? And in these cases, here we can see. Well, I would show you the 1 points, just 1 minute. And now, well, here we can see this points. Now, in these cases, here the British Muslim states here. Well, this is the true in Muslim countries. Well, our Muslim sons can rise within deans, crime levels with a low. Our family can be safe and they can be support from the communities. That is the statement of whom? That is the statement of an Muslim Islamic scholars. And now that is the points here we can see. Well, now let's take it the moments. Okay. Now, and here you can see these points. And I would show you the Microsoft Edge. Well, result of Manchester election in 2024. Okay. Now let's take it the moments. Here we can see. And now let's check it. And now we could see this is the points. Well, now it was in 2024 at the moments. Well, and here we can say the points here as in popular votes. Well, Andy Borman's gets here 420,749 illegal Bangladeshi votes. for anti-Burmans. And Laura Evans gets here 68,946 Bangladeshi votes. Whence Laura Evans are from whom? Laura Evans are from here, British Conservative parties. And now here I would show you the next steps and now what's going on. Well, everything is okay. I think everything is not okay, but still here we can. I would show you that what was the significant points. Well, and here now this tense dot two. Okay. Now it is the calculations points, and here I would check, and that is the momentum. So we could notify what would be going to the points. And now here we can see accordance with SaharTV's Max Extras from England. Here we can notify. Well, what departure is Manchester, Greater Manchester of England, and here we can see mid-route is Moscow, the city of Russia. I mean capital city of Russia, and arrival would be here Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. And now, in this cases, here is the points to be noted. Well, and now, what is the meaning of 66% exodus from Manchester city of England? And in this cases, here is the significant points that would be clear-cut moments. And here significant points to be notified that here, well, 66% out of, I apologize, well, it is written that 1 out of 3 Muslims want to be deported from England. That means 33% out of 400,749 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants want to be deported from Manchester city of England, and they want to arrive in Barisal, the city of Bangladesh, as an exodus. And now here is my questions that what is the 33% of 420,749? And now in these cases, in previous live streams we have mentioned that how Blaise Metreweli was bringing the Bangla 420,749 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants only to vote for whom? Only to vote for anti-Burmans. And now in 2026, Andy Barhams is the mayor of England. And now here we can see this funds about 420,749 can be divided by 3. Now let's check it. What is the moments at the points? And now in these cases, here is the significant terms. Well, I want to back my credibilities, and now that is here 140,250 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants want to be deported, self-deported from whom? Self-deported from Manchester city of England, where they are 140,250 Bangladeshi was almost here 33% of the illegal Bangladeshi immigrants only vote for Andy Barhams as a mayor of Manchester cities or parliamentarian of Manchester cities. And now that was in 2024. In 2026, well, here we can see anti-Barham got the elections of the, I mean, anti-Barham became the Prime Minister of England. And now, in this case, significant terms that can be the for us, the a Bangla Prime Minister of England was in the base of the illegal Bangladeshi boards. Okay, now let's take it the moment. So now let's check it. Well, here I would self-calculate. Now here is the points to notice. Well, what is 420,749 subtract by 140,250, and that would be here. Well, 280,499 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants want to steal here. And now let's take at the points. And here is the moments at the points to be noticed. Well, who knows that the following Islamic scholar of England living in Manchester City was the one of the 33 persons of the 420,749 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants only to vote for anti-Barnhams, and it contains the significant probabilities, and that is the dangerous point to be noticed. Okay, and now here we can see. Now let's take coming to the back, and now we can see the points. Now when now here we could notify when 140,250 Bangladeshi would be self-deported from Manchester City to be self-arrived to was returned to Borisal, the city of Bangladesh. And what is the cost in Bangladesh? Our Muslim Englander child would be educated by deen accordance with the British Islamic scholars. What is the meaning of that? Well, and here you can see our Islamic Englander's child would be saved in Borisal, the city of Bangladesh. And now that is the statement of the Islamic scholar living in Manchester City. Now in this cases, here is the points. What's the meaning of that? So that is the significant threats at the moment. Okay, and now let's take the points. Now in 2 minutes I would discuss about the education system in Bangladesh. I mean the education circumstances in Bangladesh. And now in this cases, here is the moments. Well, in Bangladesh, here we can see the points. Well, now here physics question contains and proper vector questions of 10 marks in the base of the one chapter. Chapter is vectors. And now in these cases, when the chapter is in vectors, now what is one vector force would be the PJQI, and second force contains an P0J and Q0I. And now, according with the particular angles, when we can condense the result force, what would be the in 5 kilometers distance, what would be if 5 seconds can be possible accordance with acceleration when the object contains 5 kilograms? That was average. Now you can see this one. In the base of result force, 5 kilograms in 5 seconds is possible or not? That was the question in Bangladesh. And here, 226 madrasa out of 312 is school has been failed completely. 100% fail and no pass. We contest just 2 minutes. And now, let's take the moment. And now here you can see that is the. And now here I am coming to the back at the points. And now in these cases, here I contents and concerned at the moments. Well, according with Islamic scholar living in Manchester, well, 140,250 Muslims, Manchesterian child contains the proper educate in Dini educations of Bangladesh. But in the result of Dini education in Bangladesh, here when the physics question begins proper questions, here 226,000 are applicants. Here 226 madrasa out of 312 schools has been 100% failed in the proper physics questions. And now here is the points to be noticed. Well, now, yeah, what is the here? Manchesterian Islamic scholars' argument has been failed. Now, let's contest the second points. What is the Dini education? Well, Dini education means here a car with the velocity of 12 km per hour can provide you the Jannatul Firdaus, and a car with the velocity of 12,000 km per second can provide you Habia Jahannam. And now this is the following cases. And now that is the Islamic scholars. But now here is the problematic at the points. Well, the entire populations of white Englander in Manchester City is almost 2.1 million. And now here we can see the points. Well, what about the moments? Here we can see when 140,250 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be self-deported from Manchester, the city of England, and self-returned to Boisal, the city of Bangladesh. And in these cases, here we can there would be the proper educations. And now, well, before the exodus of Muslims, well, here ratio of white Englander is to illegal Bangladeshi immigrant was 2.1 million is to 420,749. But now, here we can see the ratio would be 2.1 million white Englander is to 420,000. I guess 240,000. Well, 499. Or it would be the state at the moment. Oh, now we can see this points. It would be here 2.1 million white Englander is to 281,000 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants. Now here we can see the points. Well, the education, well, the topics about automobile education, here scientific education points would be heavier, and here Dini education would be lighter in England. Well, because here we can see the 140,250 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants self-deported from Manchester of England to Boisal, the city of Bangladesh, could not get the support to establish Dini educations in Manchester, the city of England. And now let's take at the points. So what's the moment at the points? And now we can see this point. Well, white England Now, the residents of Manchester would be awaking more awakes, and here it would be difficult for Blaise Metreweli to control the sovereignty of Manchester City of England under any Bangladeshis. Well, that would be difficult for Blaise Metreweli. And now that is the significant realities as we could notify. Okay. Now let's check the moments, and here we can see the. Okay. Now here we could contest the Radcliffe's. Now previously I have mentioned Sir Radcliffe's, but here I forgot to mention that what is the meaning of Sharia laws. And now let's check the points. Here my second point is about the Sharia law. And now, well, in this cases, when I would discuss about the Sharia law, then what would be the points in Sharia laws when the topics are about the crimes? Well, here we can see, according with Sharia law, if you commit crime with your hands would be cut. If you commit crime with your brains, you can be S-word. And now that is the Sharia law, and punishment of Sharia law. But the system of the Sharia law is that here is significantly mentions when you have to commit some on criminals, that you want to state that the following person is a criminal, and in this cases you have to contest 4-man witness. But if you can not arrange 4-man witness, you have to arrange 8-women witness. And now that is the significant points to be noticed. Well, 4-man witness or one option. Second option is 8-women witness. And now let's take the points. When 420,749 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants are brought from Blaise, the city of Bangladesh, to Manchester, the city of England, under the support of Blaise Metreweli, the Russian official of Englander MI6. Well, and here we can see Andy Barnham won the elections. And here we can see even the British Conservative women gets here 68,946 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants votes. Well, and now, it is the clear-cut points. And now, Andy Barnham's contains the designation to be the Prime Minister of England in 2026, and in 2026, here Blaise Metreweli remains the director of Englander MI6 for 1 year, accordance with October 1st, 2026. And now that is the words of the past. But now suddenly here we can see when 140,250 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be self-deported from Manchester, the city of England, and return to the Blaise city of Bangladesh. Now, what is the meaning of that points? In this cases, here we can see Andy Barnham vote can be decreased, and in these cases, Andy Barnham wish to establish the Sharia law in Manchester city would be weakened. And now let's take the points. What is the Christian law on Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Previously, we have mentioned that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was the richest man of Manchester City of England. He is the founder of INEOS. Now, what is the process of INEOS as an fuel mineral resource? Here we can see his mineral resources. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has invested here 2 billion United States dollars on, I believe, 2 billion British pound on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And now let's check at the moments at the points. Well, accordance with England Christian law, what was that? Points accordance with England Christian law. Well, accordance with England Christian law, here the significant point was that is the clear-cut moments. According to England Christian law, here if we have to come prove that Jim Ratcliffe is a criminal to invest 2 billion British pound on artificial solar arc reactor of temperature with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius as an automobile mineral resource. Now we have to provide the significant documentaries that why the invest on artificial solar arc reactors with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius can be cracked. And in these cases, here we can see in 99% cases, here we can see document states that well the investment 1,000 British pound on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius would not be cracked. Well, it would be the evidence as a 99% documentary, and 1% documentary would state here will invest on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 quadrillion degrees Celsius is compulsory. That is 1% evidence of documents. And we can see this point, there would be no documents that well invest on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius is a crime. And now let's check at the moments, and it is the system of the England Christian laws. And now let's check at the points Sharia law in Manchester City. Now in this case, if we have to prove that invest 1 penny on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius is a crime. If we have to prove it, we have to bring here 4-man witness. If we cannot bring here 4-man witness, we have to bring 8 women witness. And now in this case at the moments, now we can see is the points. Now what is the applications of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius? Now here I want to back the British car with the velocity of 12,000 km per second with the travel time to be 1 second. And now let's check at the moments. In this cases, what's going on? Here we can see the points. Travel time would be 1 second and driving distance would be 12,000 kilometers and velocity would be 12,000 kilometers per second. Hence, here is the points. Kinetic power is kinetic energies and here driving timing would be 12,000. What is the definition of driving velocity with the driving time of 1 second? That is the calculated driving distance. And now, in this case, driving distance is 12,000 kilometers. That means the driving distance is 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meters. Hence, the driving distance is 144 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 meters square. And here, driving timing square would remain 1 second square. Because driving timing value is 1 already. And now, in this case, at the moment, driving timing cube would remain 1 second cube. Because your value is, driving timing value is 1. And now, let's check at the moment what's going on. And in this cases, well, half of weight of nationalist McLaren car would be 1,000 kilograms. Okay. Now let's check it. When the travel timing is 1 second, kinetic power is kinetic energy. Hence, the calculations of kinetic power is 1,000 kilograms multiplied by, well, 144 multiplied by here 10 to the power 12. That means 144 balance megawatts. And that is the significant realities. Okay. And now here we can see these points. Here when Jim Ratcliffe has invested 2 billion British pound on artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Now in these cases, here is the points to be notified that what is the meaning of that. And now I think here is the significant points to be noticed. Well, here we can notify at the points. Well, now here I contest my private calculations, and now I would like to show that. Well, fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of, well, 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now we can. And now, in this case, here I'm going to show you that 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 cannot be possible to be calculated in the mobiles. The moments, and here we can see. Well, okay. 144 multiplied by words 10 to the power. Oh my gosh. Now we condense the packets and now I would take it the points. Well, in this cases 144 multiplied by 10 to the power okay, we don't know. 144 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 can be divided by words. That can be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius, where, well, 400 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 1.41 multiplied by 10 to the power negative well, 5 well, by 10 to the power negative 656 kilograms of artificial is necessary for an Englander McLaren car with the velocity of what's to 12,000 kilometer per second. And now that would be the significant points to notice. And now here we can see it would make the Englander automobile in the economy stronger, Englander automobile better. And now that we can see that hence the Christian moral value in Manchester City would be strong. And now that is the problematic of for whom? That is the problematic of for Blaise Metreweli and Sheikh Hasina and Jaima Jia. Okay? And now let's take the points to notice. And here we can see Blaise Metreweli was the persons to be noticed. And now here we can see this is the questions. Well, it is the girls Blaise Metreweli we know. Here we could see at the points. Well, now when Sharia law has been established here, well, out of 420,000, well, 749 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to vote for anti-Burnham in 2024, where anti-Burnham is now the current Prime Minister of England in 2026. In this cases, here we can see out of 420,749 here illegal Bangladeshi immigrants has been possible in anywhere. Illegal Bangladeshi immigrants is in the significant point to be noticed. Here illegal Bangladeshi immigrants are now probable because they would here 10 illegal Bangladeshi immigrant man and 20 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants women can contest a statement as a witness that invest one United States pound in artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius as an automobile mineral resource is a grams. That would be the statement in here. But now, what is the problems begins now? Here, the problems begins is that here we can see 140,250 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants are living, self-deported from Manchester, the city of England. As we know here, 1 out of 3 Muslims want to be deported from, want to be self-deported from Manchester city of England because, in Bangladesh, particularly in Borisal, the city of Bangladesh, it is the here is the probability is that Islamic Manchesterians child can get start Islamic educations in Borisal, the city of Bangladesh. And now that is the problematic at the moment. And now in these cases, when that is the significant problematic points. And now secondly, what is the points to be noticed? Well, according with the Islamic, the Manchesterian Islamic scholars, Well, we can see how crimes is increasing in England and crimes is being decreased. Okay. Uh, Now, how crime is being increasing day by day in England and how crime is decreasing day by day in Bangladesh, the Islamic countries. That is the here as a discussion moments. Now let's take at the points. What is the crimes? What is the list of crimes according with Manchesterian Islamic scholars? Now, in these cases, now let's contain here the significant moments. Well, now let's check it. According with the face of the Manchesterian Islamic scholars, it is the face of Manchesterian Islamic scholar. Now, according with him, what is the list of the crimes? Well, if you cannot attend one times Islamic Salat out of 35 times Islamic Salat, that is crime. That is the crime in Islamic Bangladesh. But it is not the crime in England, secular England. Hence, here we can see this point. In England, a Muslim contests and rights that he can be absent in 35 out of 35 times Islamic Salat in masjids. Here, a man can contest and rights. A Muslim man contest and rights. But in Islamic Bangladesh, well, 1 out of 35 Islamic Salat absence is a crime. Hence, here we can see this point. According with the Manchesterian Islamic scholars, crimes is increasing in England. Where in this cases, crimes according with Manchesterian Islamic scholar is not a crime. Okay. Now, secondly, here we can see this point. As a Muslim women to be living in England, here I contest rights that well I would wear hijab, niqab, and the normal places. Well, I contest and compulsory to show my face in the places of the authorities. And here you can see in airports I have to show my face. I would show my face. In here parliamentarian I would show my face. In judiciary courts I would show my face at this point. Well, I would show. And here is my responsibilities. That who am I? And now in this cases and in another points places, I can wear hijab, niqabs, shirts and pants, or I can wear hijab, niqabs, shirt and long trousers in anywhere in England. But in Islamic Bangladesh, I can wear hijab, niqab, but I have to wear salwar kameez. As a Muslim woman, I cannot wear shirts and pants in Islamic Bangladesh. That is the crimes. Okay. Now in these cases, here we can see according with Manchesterian Islamic scholars. Well, when a Muslim liberal women, a Muslim independent women can wear hijab, niqabs and shirts and pants in any place of England, Manchester cities. Well, the Manchesterian Islamic scholar feels that here crimes has been increased in England. But when I cannot wear shirt and pants in Islamic Bangladesh, that means accordance with the statements of Islamic scholars, crime has been decreased. And now that is the IQ to be negative 999 multiplied by 10 to the power 999 as an IQ of the Manchesterian Islamic scholars. And here the Russian officials of Englander MI6 Blaise Metreweli brought her as an illegal Bangladeshi immigrants voters in Manchester City. But now, when we can see this points of he cannot when the Islamic scholar did not declare the Islamic Azan in the loudspeakers, when she cannot convert anyone in Muslims, when she cannot not state against LGBT in Manchester City, when she cannot apply Sharia law in Jim Ratcliffe, the richest Englander in Manchester City. Hence, she start to feel that the Islamic scholar for Muslim, England is a dangerous country, and every woman has been stabbings. Okay. Now let's take at the points. Now we can see this is the significant points to be noticed. Now, but the problem is that points. The Russian ordinary officials of Englander MI6 Blaise Metreweli brought the Manchesterian Islamic scholar to vote for Andy Burnham. But now, when the Islamic scholars want to be self-deported from Manchester City of England, that is the burden on the director of Englander MI6, Russian Blaise Metreweli. And now, that is the significant issues for Blaise Metreweli at the moment. Because, there is a significant awareness in England, particularly in Manchester City. Okay. Now, in this cases, here we can see the points. Now we can see. England. Now, here is the reputation of England. England is always 100% liberal in the 800 years. And now, when they contest 5% conservations, if they contest 5% conservative outlooks, here the result is here 25% land of the entire Earth planet is owned by the British Empire because of 5% conservative outlooks. And now in this cases here we could see here 33% Manchesterian Islamic persons are contest exodus from Manchester City of England. That means here we can see that would be here 33% conservative outlook in Manchester cities. And now here is the points. Here the credibility of Andy Burnham to be the Prime Minister of England is significantly questionable, because here 2.1 million white Englanders can vote for an capitalist Englander liberal politicians, but they cannot vote for Andy Burnham's the socialist Englander Labour politicians. And now we can see the points. Englander does not vote for Laura Evans, the women to be conservative parties. And here, now in these cases, Laura Evans contests, Laura Evans' credibility would be questionable, because Now, in these cases, here, here is the reality is that reality is now being dangerous for. Well, now here in these cases, the here reality is the being dangerous both for Andy Barnham and Laura Evans, because in these cases, Laura Evans could get 68,946 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants, and now in these cases, now what is the one third of 68,946? I will guess what is one third of 68,946? That is the significant calculations, and here we can condense the answers. That would be here 22,982. Now that means here 22,982 out of 68,946 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to vote for Laura Evans, the women to be Englander Conservative parties would be self-deported from Manchester City of England to be returned to Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. Because in these cases, the following 22,982 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to vote for Laura Evans, the women to be British conservative politicians, could understand here Sharia law is difficult to be established in Manchester City. And now, when here in Manchester City, we have discussed about the Jim Ratcliffe's Sharia laws implementations on Jim Ratcliffe, and now in these cases there are some significant points. Well, the word Englander has been affixed, and now here is the probable points. Now in these cases 1.5 million what Englander in Manchesterians would vote for whom? Probably vote for Nick Buckley. 500, okay, 400 white Englanders would vote for here Dan Barkers, and 200 white Englander would vote for Jake Austen's. And now in these cases there is a significant realities, as we could see. Okay, now on the other hand, 15,301 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants would be self-deported from Manchester City of England, where the following 15,301 illegal Bangladeshi voters were voting for the Hannah Spencer, the women to be Englander Green politicians. And now let's take at the points. Here is the significant points. And in these cases, when the reports here we can see these moments. Well, now let's take at the point. What about here 22,982 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants to vote for Laura Evans to be self-deported from Manchester, the city of England, to Barisal, the city of Bangladesh. In these cases, well, here we could see they can get some Islamic educations where their child would be educated like that. Well, 12,000 km per second is unscientific. 12 km per hour is a scientific. 50 km per hour is an unscientific. Well, that would be the education for the 982 illegal Bangladeshi immigrants child where the following them are voters of Laura Evans, the British women's conservative politicians. And now that is the moments are the points. Okay, and in these cases, here we can see the significant case at the moments. And now, here, now, mass of electricity crisis indeed decrease my, decrease my and credibility in live streams. And here, I lost my credibility, and hence I apologize. And now we can see this points, but now let's check the moments, and now we can see this points. Well, now let's check it. Now in these cases, Muslim Manchesterian in England are trapped into 9 to 5 jobs. Now let's check the points. What is the benefits of 9 to 5 jobs? Here we can see the points. What is the benefits of halal? What is the benefits of haram ideologies educated in British schools? That would be the significant notables. And now it discusses. Okay, now let's check it. Here we can see earthquake .org slash United Negative Kingdoms. And now let's check the points. Well, now in these cases, when the discussions about earthquakes, accordance with Islam, here earthquake can be provided by Allah. But now here we can see this points about how artificial earthquake can be possible. So, in England, this education is haram ideologies. And now, on the other hand, what is the halal ideologies? Here, halal ideology is, earthquake can be possible under the command of the Islamic Allahu Ta'ala. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. And here we can see, I think we have done in 4 minutes. Now let's check the points. Here we can see, now we contains the significant terms at the moments. Now in this cases, what is magnitude? What is the meaning of earthquake with the magnitude of 2.2? That means here we can see when we can calculate an earthquake energies. Here calculation is 10 to the power bracket of 1.5 multiplied by 2.2 bracket close, and that would be a words that would be here. Okay. Now that would be here almost 2000 joules. And now let's take the points about the moments. What about the 2000 joules whose artificial earthquake can be possible? Hence we could notify here we can see artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals with the specific heat of 16,000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And here we consider the probabilities and here weight of 1.9 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 670 kilograms of artificial earthquake nuclear elements with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius with the specific peak heat of 60,000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin contains the probability to generate artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 2.2. And now in these cases, this education is an haram ideology. Now we can see, well, accordance with Manchester Islamic scholars, here educating artificial earthquakes physics is a crime. And here you can see when British school educate students about artificial earthquake energies with the artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. That means here we can see here Islamic Manchesterian would not contains the capability to generate an artificial earthquake with the temperature of, and I forgot, with the magnitude of 4.0 in the name of Islamic Allahu Ta'ala. And now, in these cases, here is the points, here's the scientific educations of artificial earthquake is in haram ideologies according with Manchester Islamic scholar. And now this is the points to be noted, and here we can see why she want to be deported from England. Because in Bangladesh with the deen here is no point in deen educations that we can contents and knowledge of artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 4.5 or with the 7 or 0.5. Okay. Now let's check at the points. Here we can see. Now in these cases, but Islamic scholars in Manchester City plan can be exposed by physics of artificial earthquakes. Hence, that is harm ideologies for Islamic scholar. And in these cases, hence the man want to be self-deported from Manchester cities. Okay. Now here we can see the significant points. Well. And now that is the issue for Blaise Metreweli accordance with the reaction of SaharTV. And now we have mentioned our points in the reaction of SaharTV, where 33% Islamic scholars are self-deported from Manchester city of England to be arrived to Blaise, the city of Bangladesh. And now let's check at the moments. What's going on? So here I would take you the next last tips, but here I feel very sorrow because this last tip contains the significant electricity crisis in my home located in the city of Bengal speaking country. Well, see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you. And now here my next live stream to roast Blaise Metreweli would be how Blaise Metreweli is supporting Bangladeshi terrorists to collect their artificial earthquake nuclear chemical with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. Now see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.